Bota sprints towards an opening in the building, desperately trying to escape the approaching monster. With each passing second, the monster draws nearer and nearer, its menacing presence growing stronger. In the nick of time, Bota darts through the opening, narrowly avoiding the monster's clutches. However, the creature is relentless in its pursuit and launches itself after him, determined to capture its prey. Just when Bota believes he has found safety, the monster surprises him by extending its antenna through the roof, attempting to ensnare him. Bota freezes in place, hoping to evade the monster's grasp, but it continues its relentless attack, seemingly possessing some sort of heightened sensory abilities. Fear gripping his heart, Bota musters every ounce of strength and dashes for his life, clutching onto Lita tightly. The monster's rampage abruptly ceases, leaving Bota to cautiously peer outside, hoping that the creature has finally departed. To his astonishment, Bota spots his father in the distance, brandishing a sword. Overjoyed at the sight, he races towards him, eager to reunite with his beloved parent. However, his happiness is short-lived, as he soon realizes that the figure before him is not his father, but rather the same organ they had encountered earlier, cunningly transforming into the form of their father. In a horrifying turn of events, the organ seizes Bota, dragging him towards an impending doom. With death staring him in the face, Bota musters his final strength and calls out for his father one last time, desperately hoping for salvation. In a heroic act, Bota's father swiftly slices the organ in two, freeing his son from its clutches. As Bota is pulled to safety, his father pierces the monster's back, ensuring their escape. Finally, father and son are reunited, with Bota safely cradled in his father's arms, their bond stronger than ever. With fury burning in his eyes, he issues a stern command to the monstrous creature, "Stay away from my son." The father and the beast lock eyes, locked in a tense standoff. Instructing Bota to seek shelter behind the rocks, he prepares to face this colossal adversary. As he gazes upon the immense size of the Leviathan, he realizes it may even surpass the legendary Scutum in magnitude. Determined and resolute, he banishes any trace of doubt from his mind, reminding himself that failure is not an option. The lives of his children, Bota and Lita, hang in the balance. Tightening his grip on his sword, he charges towards the monster, narrowly evading its swinging attack with only a minor scratch. Staying close to the creature, he thrusts his sword into its arm, inflicting a deep gash. Summoning every ounce of his strength, he unleashes a relentless onslaught of slashes, tearing through the Leviathan's arm as it howls in agony. The monster attempts to seize him once more, but this time he anticipates its move and leaps, landing atop its arm. Swiftly, he makes his way towards the creature's head, observing that despite its immense size, the monster's movements are sluggish. He takes advantage of this weakness. Soaring through the air, he delivers a powerful two-handed swing, driving his sword deep into the monster's skull. The force of his strike creates a massive laceration as the sword slices through the flesh under his weight. In that moment, a thought crosses his mind. If the monster is outside the water, perhaps he stands a chance at victory. Sensing danger, he kicks the beast and gracefully flips away to safety. However, as he lands, he is struck by the monster's attack, sending him hurtling into the debris of a crumbling building. Agonizing screams escape his lips as blood fills his mouth. Bota watches in terror, desperately calling out for his father. The injured dad watches in terror as the monstrous creature inches closer and closer towards him. His heart pounding, he frantically scans his surroundings for any means of escape. And then, he spots a pulley contraption within arm's reach. With a surge of adrenaline, he seizes the opportunity and cuts the pulley just in the nick of time. As the Leviathan lunges forward, the dad clings desperately to a nearby pole, his grip slipping with each passing second. The creature, driven solely by its insatiable hunger for destruction, begins its ascent towards him, its jaws wide open. Summoning every ounce of strength within him, the dad wrenches the pole off the wall. With death staring him in the face, he hurls himself towards the monster, the pole held firmly in his hand like a fearless warrior charging into battle. The pole finds its mark, piercing the monster's head, and a spray of blood fills the air. Bota, Witnessing this incredible feat, watches in awe and admiration for his dad. Against all odds, his dad is triumphing over the unimaginable. The monster writhes in agony, thrashing its body against the building in a desperate attempt to dislodge the pole. But the dad, undeterred by the chaos, maneuvers the pole between the creature's jaws, forcing its mouth to remain. With a look of utter disdain and disgust in his eyes, the dad relentlessly stabs the monster, each strike punctuated by its agonized screams. But suddenly, disaster strikes, the pole breaks, leaving the dad vulnerable and filled with despair. Seizing the opportunity, the monster launches a vicious attack, impaling the dad repeatedly. Blood spills from his wounds as he coughs, his strength waning. Boda cries out in anguish for his father, his heart breaking at the sight before him. Yet, even in his mutilated state, the dad musters the strength to look down at his son. In that moment, a flood of memories rushes through his mind, the joy of Lita's birth, the fear that gripped him whenever Boda embarked on a dive. And now, here they are, huddled together in his protective embrace. He reflects on the nights he held them close, shielding them from the darkness, and realizes that beneath his smile, he was always afraid. The fear of losing his precious children haunted him constantly, fueling his determination to protect them at all costs. With one final glance at Bota, a smile graces his face. The words of love for his dear friend escape his lips as he hurls his sword towards him. Delving into his bag, he retrieves an explosive he had discovered earlier. And with his last breath, he whispers, "Take care of Lita for me." The explosive collides with the Leviathan's head, causing Bota to tremble in fear. The monstrous creature's head erupts in a violent explosion, propelling Bota away from the impact. As the smoke clears, the charred remains of the abomination lie before them, but their father is nowhere to be found. Slowly, the creature descends to the depths of the ocean floor. Overwhelmed by despair, Bota crawls towards his father's sword, the only remnant of his presence. His eyes, devoid of hope, gaze into the water. Yet, amidst the darkness, bubbles emerge on the water's surface, hinting at something rising from below. A glimmer of hope rekindles within Bota's being as he cries out, "Dad!" But alas, it is only his glasses that break through the surface. Bota collapses to his knees, tears streaming down his face as he continues to call out for his father, yearning for his return. Our story starts with a bomb planted on a bridge, ready to explode. Then, we switch to a reporter who informs us that the terrorists had warned the police beforehand, and luckily, no citizens were harmed due to the police's quick response. The citizens are horrified, expressing their disbelief that the crazy terrorist managed to escape, and now they are determined to uncover his identity. Out of nowhere, a skilled marksman lands on a crashed car, shattering it into pieces. The police urgently command everyone to open fire. He effortlessly jumps from one car to another, evading everyone, and then reveals a grenade, causing a massive explosion. Next, he holds the police commander hostage at gunpoint, demanding the release of prisoners from a nearby prison within 30 minutes, along with a vehicle containing $3 billion as ransom. He warns them that the bridge will vanish completely if they don't comply, emphasizing his outrageous demands. Suddenly, a helicopter approaches them. We then glimpse into his thoughts as he reminisces about his first friendships and the promises he made to himself. He realizes that he has become the world's most dangerous terrorist. We then flash back to 2 years ago, in a classroom where he is surrounded by a crowd of students being coerced into facing a bully against his will. They urge him not to be afraid and to make sure he does it right, as they have a bet of $30,000 riding on him. He expresses his lack of confidence and desire to leave, but they start bullying him into going through with it. He ponders which option to choose, rock, paper, or scissors. Ultimately, he decides on scissors and emerges victorious. Crowd erupts in celebration, proclaiming that they knew he was the right person, the winner. Amidst the chaos, he carefully slips away to return to class. We are introduced to our protagonist, Min, a timid high schooler who constantly finds himself being forced into unwanted situations because he struggles to say no. He always